tangents and normal. Okay, question number 35, it is directly property, like a third one option is correct. Okay, and next one is question number 34. The curve x square minus y square is equal to 5 and x square by 18 plus y square by 8 is equal to 1 cut each other at a common point. So this question actually 35, when we draw the ellipse, okay, when we draw the ellipse here, let us consider this is a ellipse and there is a hyperbola like this. So both will be cut each other orthogonally 90 degrees. Here also, so at the point of contact, if you draw the tangent, the angle between two tangent is 90, like that at every point. So 90. So that cut each other orthogonally. So a square minus b square is equal to l square plus m square. Right, students? Now coming to here, here also cut each other means same point of an angle. Here we need to find the angle. So clearly it is a hyperbola, rectangular hyperbola. So and next one is clearly ellipse, same like a below question. Same like below question. Here then let's see here. So how can you find here also find m1 by finding dy by dx? First of all, we have to find the point of contact. Nothing but what? We have to solve the both the equations. Both the equations we need to solve. So we'll get the point of common point we will get here. This is the ellipse. This is the hyperbola. So if we solve these two equations, we are going to get the point like common point to each other. Then we have to show that find the m1 means differentiate first one and differentiate second one. Okay, so we will get m1 m2 value at that point of contact. Then you have to find the tan theta. Tan theta means you will get theta value. Okay, common procedure, find m1 m2. That is very very important. Find m1 and m2. Then if you see that question number 38, so here the question is, this is a circle and hyperbola is given. Okay, let's see here, student. So what is the radius of this circle? Center at origin, radius will be a. Yeah, this is the graph of the circle. And what is the graph of the hyperbola? X square minus y square is equal to a square. Nothing but is x square by a square minus y square by a square is equal to 1. Nothing but. So this is the vertices are. So these are the vertices 0 comma sorry a comma 0 and 0 comma minus a comma 0. Sorry, a comma 0 minus a comma 0. Nothing but these are the point of intersection. Okay, the circle and hyperbola with help of the graphical representation itself, we can say that because plus or minus a comma 0 is uh, like satisfying the both the equations, right? So that the answer will be plus or minus a comma 0. So all the questions, remaining two questions also like as it is, with help of the tan theta, we can find the angle between two curves. So you can try these remaining two questions. Let's say I'm going to start the maxima minima. Maxima minima means it is includes like increasing, decreasing also. Increasing, decreasing also, right? So first,
Sir, can you do one sum of this type, sir?
one, which time means angle between
Sir, no, sir, this hyperbola and the ellipse with two curves.
yeah. Shall I do this? Question number 38.
Okay, sir.
So here, just they're asking what touching each other at what point, right? Let's see here. X square plus y square is equal to a square. a square, and x square minus y square is equal to a square, right? Nothing but your the transverse axis. Let us take x axis and y axis here. Okay, x axis and y axis. Just a moment, students. Okay, right. See, so now I'm going to take the radius is a here. I'm going to draw the circle. Okay, this with radius is a. And here, to draw the graph of hyperbola, we have to take transverse axis. Here, x-axis is transverse axis. Y-axis I am taking as conjugate axis. So, when I put x is equal to 0 in both the equations, we are getting the y values are plus or minus a. That is nothing but 0 comma a, and this is 0 comma minus a. When I put y is equal to 0, we are going to get the x values a comma 0 minus a comma 0. So these are the vertices of the hyperbola. Look at here. Yeah, this is the graphical representation of this. But in the question 38, simply they are asking the circle and hyperbola touch each other. Touch each other. Nothing but here, no need to find the dy by dx. Okay, simply you have to find the point of contact. Point of contact. Okay, so here the hyperbola and circle can touch at the point plus or minus a comma 0, not 0 comma plus or minus a here, because x square by, when I cross multiply here, x square by a square minus y square by a square is equal to 1. So it is in the form of x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. So this is the one way. So otherwise you have to solve both the equations. Then here it is not required to find a tan theta, because here if you want to find the tan theta, first we have to find the point of contact here. Just draw the tangents here at this point. Draw the tangent here. It is perpendicular to each other, like okay. So touching, nothing but when two curves are touching, not intersecting here. Okay, so that simply they are asking touching each other. So coming to remaining question, any question will do this kind of
35.
yeah, 30,
5.
35 it is a property. 35 it is a property. Yeah, if you want to do that property, yeah, generally touch each other orthogonal. Orthogonal means simple. So okay, what are the equations they given? 35 x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Am I right? And x square by l square minus y square by m square is equal to 1. Right. Okay, students, what is the tan theta? Tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. So here each other cut each other and orthogonally. Orthogonally means what is the theta value? 90. So tan 90 value is what? Tan 90 value is 1 by 0. So m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. That we know that when we touch the each other orthogonally, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. Then what is the slope of the first curve? Slope of the first one. We have to solve these two equations also. So we have to solve these equations for finding y square value. Y square is equal to, so from the first equation, y square is equal to what? 1 minus y square by b square is equal to 1 minus x square by a square. Okay, fine. Y square is equal to b square into 1 minus x square by a square. This y square value we have to substitute here. We'll get x square, like it is a quadratic equation in terms of x. Then you have to find those x values, minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a square root. So those x values you can substitute any one of the equation, will get y value. Anyhow, so before that, so what is the dy by dx for equation 1? Yes, students, dy by dx. So 2x by a square plus 2y dy by dx by b square is equal to 0. Okay, which implies, so 2 get cancelled, right? So here dy by dx is equal to minus x by a square into b square by y. So this is the, let us take n1. In the same way, how to differentiate the second equation. Second equation, 2x by L square minus 2y dy by dx by m square is equal to 0. So which implies dy by dx is, we are going to get same x by L square minus x by L square into, yeah, this dy by m square by y. But here plus, because minus becomes plus. So then, yeah, but here we have to find x comma y value by solving these two equations. Students, you have to solve these two equations. You are going to get the common point. Common point. This is the parabola. Okay. And
Okay, sir.
so what? Okay. You can solve and you can find this. First one I'm taking as m1. This one I'm taking as m2. Just find the x comma y value, substitute here. Then you have to take m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. You will get the answer. Same condition you will get. Okay, this is the way of finding the condition with when the ellipse and hyperbola are intersecting each other orthogonally. Cut each other orthogonally. Okay, students? Any other question you having doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, first I am going to discuss that maxima minima concept, right? 5 minutes. Then after I am going to start problems. Maxima and minima. Okay, so you're coming to maxima and minima. So in this chapter only they clearly given increasing, decreasing also. If they given any function f of x is increasing if f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0. F of x is decreasing if f dash of x is lesser than or equal to 0. Strictly increasing, f dash of x is greater than 0. Strictly decreasing, f dash of x is lesser than 0. This you know very well, right? And in other way, x1 is lesser than x2, which implies f of x1 is lesser than f of x2, right? And x1 is lesser than x2, which implies f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Then what about the function? In first case, the function is called, yes, increasing or decreasing. Already we discussed this.
Increasing.
Increasing.
So strictly increasing here, only lesser than. Greater than means strictly decreasing. If it is equal to means just increasing and decreasing. This point already we know. So we have seen few cases like sin x and cos x. When you take sin x here, sin x is increasing 0 to pi by 2. Increasing. Okay. And decreasing pi by 2 to pi. This is decreasing. The graph is like this. Okay, so when we see that f dash of x is here greater than 0, here lesser than 0. Okay, next here what is the mean by monotonic function? Anyone? Monotonic function. So the monotonic function, in the sense, the function is which is either increasing or decreasing in the given domain. Like here a given domain is 0 to pi by 2 or pi by 2 to pi. So in first domain it is increasing. In second domain the sin x is decreasing. The function is either increasing or decreasing, then the function is called monotonic function. So uh, the test for monotonicity also, already we discussed that f dash of x is greater than 0 with alpha of derivative, f dash of x is lesser than 0. Okay, those conditions are uh, test for monotonicity, means either whether it is increasing or decreasing with alpha of the first derivative test. Greater than or equal 0 increasing, lesser than or equal 0 decreasing. That's all. This is called test for monotonicity, right? Okay, at a particular point, at that particular point, whether the function is increasing or decreasing. So how can we say that in that? I want to know here particular point. For example, here I'm taking the point, particular point C. So what shall we do to increase and decreasing? We have to take the neighborhood point, like some small h value here, h value. Here it is C plus h. Here this is C minus h. Okay. So in the interval C minus h, C plus h, nothing but this interval can be divided into two subintervals, C minus h comma C and C comma C plus h. Okay, students. So here f of a minus h, the function value is lesser than f of a is lesser than f of a plus h. So in this case, so what about the function? We can say that the function is increasing. So in the interval at the 3 point, like instead of C, if I take a, like instead of a, if I take C, like okay. So f of C minus h lesser than f of a lesser than f of C plus h, the function is increasing. If it is instead of lesser than, greater than is there. Greater than, nothing but the value is increasing here. C minus h to C, C to C plus h, increasing the value, but the function is decreasing, like greater than, nothing but the function is called decreasing at that particular point. This is not required, Amar. The questions are very easy. If you see that, few important points are there. That is, for example, critical point. What is the mean by critical point here? And next, stationary point will be there. These terms are very important. Critical point. So critical point in the sense, for example, f of x is equal to 1 by x is there. Is it continuous everywhere? No. At x is equal to 0, f of 0 is becomes infinity. 1 by 0. 1 by 0 means infinite, undefined. So that this x is equal to 0 is called the critical point. Okay. So you can take any domain. For example, if I take here minus 1 to 1. So the function they defined in minus 1 to 1, but the function is not defined at particular point x is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 0 is called the critical point. So here f of x is a real valid function in the domain, and here f dash of, like we can say with alpha of the first derivative also. For example, 1 by x is there. The interval I'm taking same minus 1 to 1. F dash of x value is minus 1 by x square. Is it easier the f dash of x is exist in interval minus 1 to 1, open interval at every point? No, here also f dash of 0 is minus 1 by 0 square, that is 1 by 0. It is infinite, undefined. So x is equal to 0 is called the critical point. Critical point does not exist. F dash of x does not exist at 0. 0 is clearly belongs to minus 1 to 1. Instead of minus 1 to 1, if they given 1 comma 2, now in this case, okay, there is no any critical point because 0 is does not belongs to this interval. Like that you have to remember. Okay, critical point means f dash of x does not exist at that point. So next, stationary point. Okay, what is a stationary point? Stationary point. See students, f dash of x is equal to 0. So in NCERT we discussed about Here we are going to get some x value c1, c2 something. This c1, c2 is generally it is called the stationary point. Here f dash of x is equal to 0. Then we are going to get some x values here. Those x values is called stationary point. Stationary point. Is there every stationary point is a critical point? Is every stationary point is a critical point? No. Every critical point is a, it is not necessary. You have to remember that every critical point is a stationary point, but every stationary point is not a critical point. Okay. For example, f of x is equal to sine x. F dash of x is cos x. You can take any interval here, any interval 0 to pi or 0 to 2 pi. We are going to get stationary points alone. We don't get any critical points here. Stationary point, because we never get the infinity, because cos is finite, sine is finite. So we never get the infinity. So stationary point, this we will discuss clearly. So minimum, coming to minima and maxima concept. Minima and maxima concept. Minima. So we know that only the method to you can approach minima and maxima. First, what shall we do? F dash of x equating to 0, we are going to get the critical points, a stationary point. Okay, critical point, and at that critical point find f double dash of x. If it is greater than 0 at this the critical point, then the function having minimum value. In the same way, maxima also. In maxima also same, f dash of x equating to 0, we are going to get x is equal to c1, c2, so on. At that c1, c2, you have to find f double dash of x, it is lesser than 0, the function having maximum values. Okay, that I already explained, absolute maxima, absolute minima, and a local maxima, local minima, that clearly I have been explained. Okay, so then we will discuss about so method, that you have to remember that strong method. Different methods are there to check that. So here at certain point it is if the function is changing the sign, like f dash of x is changing the sign, plus to minus, plus means increasing, minus means decreasing, we are going to get the maximum value, local maxima. So minus to plus, the f dash of x is changing the sign, minus to plus, minus nothing but decreasing to increasing, changing it where at this particular point f dash of x becomes 0. Here also f dash of x becomes 0, means at this point if you draw the tangent parallel to x-axis. What is the slope of the x-axis? M is equal to 0. M nothing but f dash of x. Okay. So this is the way of checking f dash of x, whether we are getting minimum value or maximum value, like plus to minus, minus to plus. Right. Let's see some questions you can understand very clearly. I'm going to solve the problems here. Yeah. Okay, students. See here, questions are very easy. You see a second exercise. Increasing and decreasing function. Increasing and decreasing. Fine. First question. The interval of x for which the function is increases. Already they given the function is increases. So simply you have to take f dash of x is greater than or equal to 2. Clear, students? You have to take increases. They do not mention here strictly increasing. So increases they mention. So here what shall we do now then? So differentiate the given function. What is the function here? F of x is equal to minus x minus 2 the whole square. So differentiate here f dash of x value is u rule. This is u, this is v. So minus is common, x into 2 times of x minus 2, right? Plus x minus 2 the whole square into x derivative is 1, right? So this f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0, then increases. So now minus is common, like minus of, here multiply with this, so 2x square minus 4x, then here x square minus 4x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So which implies when we multiply minus, when I multiply minus, what about this greater than becomes lesser than. So 3x square minus 8x plus 4 is lesser than or equal to 0. So now 3 4s are 12. 12 factors to get minus 8 is what, am I? 6 2s, am I right? So what are the x values? Minus 6 minus 2 by 3 by 3, because here x square coefficient is plus 3. So after finding the roots, you can dividing with 3. Okay, students. So what about this value, Amma? Okay, minus here, minus, then plus, plus. Yes or no? Here minus 6 minus 2 becomes minus 8. So then x values here we got it like one is 3, another one is what? 2 by 3. So what is the highest value? 2 by 3 is least value, and
Sir, 2, sir. 6 by 3 is 2.
sorry, 2 by 3. So what shall we take here, like whether it is which one is correct answer? In all the cases they given, okay, students, you only, what is the
Both
correct answer?
open brackets.
Yeah, both will be open bracket when you differentiate, here we differentiated. Differentiated means you should take the open bracket interval. If you want to check the continuity, then you can take the closure bracket. Okay, right. Now it is second question is very easy question. So can anyone tell the answer? Already they given the domain. In this domain, what about the function, whether increase or decrease or constant, cannot be estimated. Take any value from 7.12 till infinity. Is it positive or negative? That only you have to tell me. Okay. So
Increasing.
x is equal to 5 and x is equal to 7. But here greater than, so that it is always increasing. If you give any value more than 7, both will be positive. Even it's a differentiate also, it should be greater than 0. So it will be increasing. Simple. So, but 5 to 7, between 5 to 7, it is decreasing. Again, lesser than 5, it is increasing. Like that, some properties are there. Okay, third question is also very easy. Anyone, students? Already they given decreasing. Decreasing means find f dash of x and make them to lesser than 0. So when, for what value of x it is lesser than or equal to 0, that we need to check. F dash of x means we have to take the open interval. So the derivative of this is 1 by 2 root over x square minus 4 into x square minus 4 is 2x. 2 to get cancelled. So this is f dash of x. So f dash of x we got it x by root over x square minus 4. Tell me, students. See here, denominator, so x square minus 4 must be greater than 0, not greater than or equal to greater than. So here the domain here minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 to infinity. For this value only, the denominator will be defined. Okay, right, students, it should be lesser than 0. See here, decreasing, they clearly mentioned decreasing, lesser than 0. For what value of x it will be lesser than 0 in given interval? The function is defined from minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 to infinity. But where the function is, in which interval it is taken? Exactly, in this interval. In this interval only the value becomes lesser than or equal to 0. Right? Then question number right? This question. So question number 4, already they given increasing. Increasing means what shall we do? Same, differentiate here greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0. But here open interval only we can consider as the interval. So differentiate. Let us take this total value as f of x. Find f dash of x. So f dash of x is equal to 1 by 1 plus x minus, here u by v rule. Okay, students, you can differentiate this total value, you can take as greater than or equal to 0. Surely you'll get the interval. You can do this fourth one. And fifth one is, see students, alpha is lesser than beta. What about tan alpha, tan beta, which implies tan alpha, tan beta? Also lesser than or greater than?
Lesser than.
Lesser than, because the interval is where in first quadrant. First quadrant tan is clearly increasing. Whenever increasing means, when I see which of the following option is satisfying, when I cross multiply here, is beta into tan beta is lesser than alpha into tan alpha. But they given alpha is lesser than beta. Alpha is lesser than beta, so that your second option is correct. See here, when we multiply here, beta tan beta is greater than alpha tan alpha. Yes or no? When I multiply these two, we'll get the above condition. Here alpha into tan alpha is lesser than beta into tan beta. When I cross multiply here tan alpha tan beta, we'll get the second option. Second option is correct. Okay, students. And question number 6. Is this clear? Very simple. By taking any angle, like you can take that angle beta value is 60 and alpha value you can take as 30, then you can verify the options. You'll get the answer. Now question number 6. Question number 6 is the x belongs to the first quadrant. Then what about the following option is correct? Simple, students. See, what is limit extends to 0? When I take that limit extends to 0, limit extends to 0. What is limit extends to 0 sin x by x?
1.
1. Here also 1. What is limit extends to 0? 2 by pi. Limit extends to 0, 2 by pi. 2 by pi only because it is a constant. So 2 by pi is 2 by 5 is lesser than 1 or 2 by 5 is greater than 1? Yes, 1 is greater than 1 or 2 is lesser than 1. Which is correct, Amma? When I apply limit extends to 0, which of the following option is correct?
Second option.
Second option, that's all. When you see that sin x by x or cos x by, sorry, tan x by x, sin inverse x by x, so all these cases, it's better to you can apply the limit. Okay. Okay, students, right. Now coming to here, see here it is in the form of every value, in the form of x power 1 by x. X power 1 by x. When I take x is equal to 1, you will get the first value. When I take x is equal to 2, we will get 2 power 1 by 2. 3. If you take 3, 3 power 1 by 3. Okay, like that. But here, remember students, there is a property actually. So what is the property? So here, whenever the function in the form of f of x is equal to x power 1 by x, f is decreasing. D means decreasing if x greater than e. F is increasing, x lesser than e. According to that, what is the e value? First, we want to know e value. E value. What is e? E is equal to 2 point. 2 point. The greatest of the numbers is what? The greatest is e value is 2.71 something. Okay, so that here 3 onwards, f of 3 like f of 3 is equal to 3 power 1 by 3 greater than f of 4 is greater than f of 5 is greater than, like that we'll get. So this is the highest value, 3 power 1 by 3. Clear? So E value. So when x greater than E, the function is decreasing. X lesser than E, the function is increasing. According to this, the highest after immediately E value, f of E value is not given. They given f of E value. So E power 1 by E will get, but after immediately this E, they have taken 3. So f of 3 be the greatest of the numbers. This is the greatest number remaining to all numbers. So that is a simple question. Just remember that. So stationary points and critical points.
Previous question again, sir.
Yes, which one? Seventh question.
Yes, sir.
Seventh question, they clearly given the function is f of x is equal to x power 1 by x. So this function is f of x is what? It is clearly decreases if x is greater than e or lesser than e. What I have written here clearly? Yes, students? Right, no problem. Here, when x is greater than e, decreases, increase if x is lesser than e. Okay, fine. Now see here. So, what is e value? E is greater than 2, but e is lesser than 3. So, e value is lies between 2 to 3. So, the function when x is greater than e, the function value is decreases. So, f of 3 value is greater than 2, f of 4 value is greater than 2, f of 5 so on, greater than so on, like till infinite. But here it will be increase when x value is lesser than e. Okay. So otherwise you can know here the among these values here, among all these values, f of 3 be the 3 power 1 by 3 will be the highest value. Otherwise, to check that, what shall we do here? Differentiate here. To differentiate, take log on both sides 1 by x. Yes, students?
According to the condition that you given, sir, it will be increasing if x is lesser than e, no, sir.
Lesser than e, most of the students they are getting doubt here only. So generally it is increasing, so that here f of 1 is greater than 2, f of 2 is greater than 2, f of 3 like that. Your doubt is, am I right?
Yes, sir.
F of, but it is not like that.
Okay, sir.
The highest value we are getting here, f of 3. So with help of this like processor you can do, you'll get very easily,
Okay, sir.
right? The maximum will be reached to 3 here. After that, from minus infinity to, like here, minus infinity to this infinity, 3 will be there. At 3, the function having the maximum value. Okay. But it maybe increases some certain values. Maybe at exactly somewhere we may get like this, it will be increased like this. Generally, if you see that tan graph also, tan graph, what will happen? At 90, it will be infinity. But whereas at after immediately 90, where it will be start? Here also it is increase. Yes or no, ma? All of you observe here. After 90 immediately, the graph will be start here. Is your graph is increasing or not? Increasing, but at where it is maximum value? At 90 or 91, 92 like that? If you understood this, you can easily understood this concept. Okay, did you get my point? At exactly till 90, 0 to 90, 0 to 90, it is increase. But highest value is at 90. It will tends to infinity. But 91 degrees is greater than 90 degrees. But at 91, it will 91, 92, it is increasing, but it is negative values. Here also maybe here increasing. E less x lesser than E. The function is increasing maybe, but maybe it is increasing from here to onwards. But at 3 alone, it is maximum value. Clear, students? Like that. Stationary point and the critical point here. Stationary and the critical point, to find that f dash of x, you can find equating to 0. That's all. Generally, at x is equal to 0, what will happen? The function is f of 0. Yes, students? F of 0, undefined. So 0 is one of the critical point. Every stationary point is a critical point. I told you, every stationary point is critical, but every critical point is not a stationary point. Here 0 is a critical point. Is it stationary point? Stationary point means f dash of x is defined, or f of 0 also defined. Means we should get a finite value. It should not be infinity. So whatever the point, the function is finite value, that point are called stationary. Okay, that point also called critical point. Okay, right? But few critical points, like especially the function value becomes infinity, the point is called only critical. We can't say it is stationary. So here they're asking. So after that, directly x is equal to 0 is one of the critical point. Then find f dash of x and equating to 0. You are going to get other two. So differentiate here with help of u by v rule and equating to 0, you will get a remaining critical point. You can check it that. You can check it. Clear, students? You can take here plus only, plus x minus 1 like that. You can check in these values. Okay, ma? And next, this question is, okay, students, sorry for inconvenience. Okay, right on. Here, the next question is, what is your x log x the whole square? Whole square. Now, f is stationary at, simple. Stationary, if they are asking stationary means direct find f dash of x and equating to 0. So UV rule. So x into 2 into log x is 1 by x. Plus this is u v dash and log x the whole square into x derivative 1. Yeah, they get cancelled here. Anything is common here? Yes. Log x is common. So when I take log x is common, 2 plus log x here is equating to 0. So one is log x is equal to 0, another one is 2 plus log x is equal to 0. So for what value of x it will be 0? X is equal to 1. So what is the log x value here? Log x here base e. So minus 2. So x is equal to e power minus 2. 2 points we are getting. One is x is equal to 1, x is equal to e power minus 2. Second option is correct. Stationary point, if they ask stationary point, then find f dash of x equating to 0. Even it is critical point also. So it is not infinity directly. Yes.
Sir, could you show the screen, sir, and the slide?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, fine. In the same way, you can do that next question, just f dash of x find and equating to 0. You will get the points. Critical point. Once again, I'm telling you, every critical point is every stationary point is a critical point. Every critical point is may not be stationary point. Okay. For example, f of x is equal to tan x, and I'm taking the interval 0 to pi. So what about this interval? Is every point is a like x is equal to pi by 2, x is equal to 90. What is tan 90, Amma? Tan 90.
Infinity.
Infinity, undefined. So that this x is equal to pi by 2 is not a stationary, it is a critical. So remaining 0, pi, 0, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 120, 150, everything is stationary as well as critical. So pi by 2 is a critical point but not stationary. Okay. Every critical point is not stationary, but every stationary is critical. That's it. Okay, this is the question. Local maxima, minima at x is equal to a, x is equal to b. We need to find a and b
I
values.
can show the slides and all, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt in the 8th question, sir.
8th question. Okay.
Sir, if we solve the equation, sir, I'm getting one of the value as 0, sir, and the other as -2, sir. So how
Okay.
will
One of the
3, sir?
value is
0 and another one is -2,
oh,
sir.
okay, right. I'm doing. So what is the function here first? Function value is
Modulus x minus 1 by x square.
x square. Okay. And look at here. Uh, directly it is not defined at x is equal to 0. Am I right, students? X is equal to 0. And also f of x, see students, when I take here h of x or g of x is equal to modulus x minus 1. Modulus x minus 1. So what about this function? Is it differentiable everywhere? Is it differentiable everywhere? No. At x is equal to 1, it will 1 minus 1 becomes 0 means at x is equal to 1, the graphical representation like this, x modulus x minus 1. So at x is equal to 1, the function is not differentiable because we are getting sharp corner at 1. So here 1 also we can consider as a critical point because f of x means after finding f dash of x, we are finding f dash of x. Is it clear? We can say directly whether the function is differentiable, not differentiable when they given modulus function. So at x is equal to 1, it is not differentiable. So 0 directly it is a critical point. At 0 it is infinity. At x is equal to 1 is a critical point because f dash of x does not exist. It's not differentiable at 1. And find f dash of x and equating to 0, we are going to get some other values. I think so here the answer is either 2 or 3 something.
Sir, number of points is 3, sir.
Okay, number of points is 3. 3 is correct then. Any other doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, then. So in this 11th question, so what shall we do here? Simple number, find f dash of x. Here also do the same thing. Find f dash of x. F of x is given. What is f of x they given students here? Fifth degree equation. Got x power 5 minus 5x power 4 plus 5x cube minus 10. Okay, students, find f dash of x. Yes, find f dash of x and equating to 0. For 5x power 4, constant becomes 5x power 4 minus 20x cube plus 15 x square is equal to 0. Now what is the common here? X square is common. 5x square is common. So x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. So if I equating that, we are going to get 3 points. One is x is equal to 0. This can be written as x minus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. That the points are x is equal to 0, 1, 3. Okay, right, students? 0, 1, 3. So question is what? Then what is a comma b? So here, not necessary that for finding the second derivative, substitute all three values here, Amma. Yes, substitute all three values in the given function. What is the value we are getting highest? Yes, students. At what point it will be minimum, at what point it will be maximum? That is the interval, whether 1 comma 3 or 0 comma 1, 1 comma 0, like that. Check it once. Okay. The minimum value occur, but in this question number 12, you can go through the procedure. Find f dash of x equating to 0. We are going to get critical values. You can find f double dash of x. So minimum means lesser than 0. At what point? That we have to check. Okay, differentiate with help of u by v rule. U by v. Is it clear, students? U by v rule. Already they mentioned minimum value. So point of minimum we need to find. We don't want to find that minimum value. At what point is the function having minimum? F dash of find the critical point. At that critical point, you have to check f double dash of x. For whatever the value you are getting greater than 0, sorry, not lesser than, greater than 0, that point is called the point of minima. The answer. You can check it. Clear, students? You can check it that. So next, the least value of a for which the equation at least one solution in the interval. Okay, at least one solution means find the a value. For that same year, differentiate this, take a value left side, minus a is equal to 0. So this function I'm taking as f of x. Okay, tell me f of x, what is f of x here? F of x is equal to, I'm taking x by 4 by sin x minus or plus 1 by 1 minus sin x minus a is equal to, sorry, no need equal to. So what is the f dash of x? Yes, strain 4 into cot x. Am I right? Here. Otherwise, we may write it is same as like 1 by x 4 into minus 1 by sin square x sin x derivative cos x. We may write like this also. We may write like this also. Here also it is in the form of 1 by x, so minus 1 by 1 minus sin x the whole square. Again 0 minus cos x. Like that also you can do. It is 0. This value you have to equating to 0 because f dash of x equating to 0. Right, students? So now you can take LCM, right? You can take LCM, right here. Anything is common? Nothing. 4 cos x by sin square x minus into minus plus cos x by 1 minus sin x the whole square is equal to 0. So what shall we do? We have to take the LCM minus 4 cos x into 1 minus sin x the whole square plus cos x into sin square x is equal to 0. So cos x you have to take common. So here anything is common, only cos x minus 4 times of 1 minus sin x the whole square plus sin square x is equal to 0. So cos x should not be equal to 0 here. So now we can equating this value to 0. So minus 4 times of sin square x plus 1 minus 2 sin x plus sin square x. So we are going to get the sin x values. So whatever that minus 4 sin square x plus sin square x minus 4 plus 8 sin x is equal to 0. So finally 3 sin square x plus 8 sin x minus 4 is equal to 0. 3 4s are 12 and take minus common, otherwise 3 sin square x minus 8 sin x plus 4 is equal to 0. Right, what are the factors Amma? Here 3 4s are 12. 12 means to get 8 minus 6 minus 2. So sin x is equal to plus 6 plus 2 here by 3 by 3. So sin x is equal to 2 and sin x is equal to 2 by 3. So which is the correct one Amma? Which is belongs to the, which is possibility is there? Is it possible sin x is equal to 2? Is 2 is
No,
belongs
sir.
to minus? No, but 2 by 3 is belongs to minus 1 to 1. So sin x value is 2 by 3. We got the sin x value. 2 by 3. This 2 by 3 how to substitute in given function. Surely it will be get a minimum. Substitute here 4 by 2 by 3 plus 1 by 1 minus 2 by 3. You will get the answer, a value. So simplify this. Tell me Amma, which of the answer is correct? Yes. You'll get the answer. The minimum value of sin x power sin x. Sin x power sin x. So this is very easy actually. So function power function. Whenever it is function power function, what shall we do here? Find f dash of x and equating to 0, you will get the critical point. Okay, at that critical point, you have to substitute in the function. You'll get the answer. Function for function, we know that apply, take f of x as sin x power sin x, take log on both sides, then differentiate here and differentiate and equating to 0. When you differentiate equating to 0, you are going to get the x values. X is the critical point, and that x value you have to check whether it is belongs to 0 to 90 or not. This you can try, student. It is very easy only. And this is a very important one. There is a property. This is in the form of, it is in the form of sine power. Okay, students, just remember here, whenever the function is sine power a or r into cos x whole power s. Okay, the function is f of x is equal to like that. The maximum value is given by, look at here, r power s, s power r by r plus s all to the power of s twins. Here the property is r plus s. Okay, this square root. This is the property. So the function in the form of like here sine square cos cube, sine square x cos cube x. P r value is this is r value, this is s value, r value and s value. Substitute here, and you will get the answer. 2 power 3, 3 power 2, 5 power 5. What is the answer, Amma? You will get any one of the answer.
Sir, please explain this again, sir.
This one, yeah.
15th
Whenever
one.
15th one, whenever the function in the form of sin x whole power r cos x whole power s, then the maximum value is given by square root of r power s into s power r by r plus s whole power r plus s. Okay, this will be the maximum value directly. You have to remember this. If you want to find f dash of x and equating to 0, UV rule, and it is too lengthy to find the critical point here, and that value you have to substitute in the given. and if it is lesser than 0, at those points alone you have to find the maximum value. But this is the direct formula, it will give the maximum value. See here, the maximum value of this. Okay, so what about the minimum value? This is a maximum value. Then what about the minimum value? For maximum value formula we have, in that formula we applied here. Okay, maximum value of this is same, f dash of x you can find and equating to 0. Okay, you are going to get the critical points here. Okay, critical points will get at the critical points you have to substitute and verify. Okay, critical point, same the method, same method, f dash of x equating to 0 will get x values like NCRT. Okay, they given one condition. See students, this kind of question already been done in NCRT. Y is equal to 5 minus 2x. This the function, this is the function I'm taking, converted into single variable. It is in two variables. Y is equal to substitute of 5 minus 2x. We are going to get a function in single variable. Then after getting single variable, f dash of x, you can find equating to 0. You are going to get x values. At that point, you can find f double dash of x like that. Okay, students. Oh, fine. It is already 1 hour completed.